Let's talk about Psalm 23. Psalm 23 is the shortest of the Psalms, but it's doubtless one of the most beloved. It's carved into headstones, it's quoted in foxholes, and probably familiar to most of us. Sometimes we almost dread hearing it because we hear it a lot at funerals, don't we? Other times we need it whispered in our darkest night of despair. We find ourselves running to Psalm 23. Why? Because I believe it's because the world needs a shepherd, and so do we. David likely wrote this near the end of his life, looking back and realizing that to lead as king all those years, he had to be led by God. Psalm 23 reveals a shepherd who feeds us, gives us rest, restores our souls, then leads us forward. It's a divine order: rest, restoration, and then direction. Even when life is busy, God calls our hearts to green pastures and still waters, reminding us that true rest is found only in Him. Recently, my friend John Dillon published a book called The Way of Eden. It's great. I'm going to put the link in the comments. And in part of it, he refers to Psalm 23 as a battle cry. And that really struck a chord with me because I'd never heard it described that way before. And I've thought it over so many times in the past few months. You know, it's just so true that even in the middle of chaos, we contend in this spiritual fight by directing our souls back to God's still waters. We combat all the information overload of our daily lives by saying, I won't continually open myself to this. I choose to be fed and to find peace in God's green pastures. You know, we can be confident that comfort will be found in His rod of correction and in His staff of protection, no matter what's going on. We have to train our spirits to immediately look to the shepherd. He is our escape. He is the stronghold we run to in the fight. Whether we can find an opportunity to actually step away, make time to rest, be refreshed, or whether we can only keep our feet grounded on the battlefield, fully engaged in the fight, no time for retreat, we remember that our shepherd leads us through the valley of the shadow of death onto paths of righteousness for His great name's sake. God bless you, friends.